welcome. Welcome, one and all. Very nice. Welcome to The Late Show, everybody. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. You know, I like the vibe. I like the vibe of these people tonight. Here's the thing, is that since, listen, there's so many disturbing stories that affect our lives out there every day that we come out here and talk about. It's so nice sometimes to talk about happy stories that don't really mean anything. Well, today, the whole world is talking about the British royal baby. It's the best type of British baby. It's an American one this time. Because today, Meghan Markle, with a little help from Prince Harry, gave birth to a bouncing baby boy who is 7th in line for the throne, which puts him after Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, but right above Mr. Bean, I think. Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Now,
Mr. Bean in the running.
The happy couple had previously announced that they'd be opting out of the traditional royal, post-birth baby show-off, but Harry did come out to share the good news. And brace yourselves, it's adorable.
Yes, I'm very excited to announce that Meghan and myself had a baby boy early this morning. This little thing is absolutely to die for, so I'm just over the moon. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
He thanked the horses. He thanked the horses. I assume they assisted with the delivery in some way, just to attach a harness to the baby and just pull him out of there. That's what you go, mush. That's what you get with the NHS, National Horse Services over there. So congratulations to the new parents. Now you have a real job. Of course, America, it's a hard job.
That's a hard job.
That's a hard job.
It takes a village.
Of course, America has its own royal baby, Donald Trump. Our baby has been president for 2 years. He's hitting the terrible twos right now. So willful. And lately, the president's been throwing a tantrum about Robert Mueller. And it's about to get worse because today, more than 370 former federal prosecutors have signed on to a statement asserting that Trump would have been charged with obstruction were he not president. Donald Trump evidently, he pulled off the perfect crime. All right, boys, here's the plan. Jimmy, you drop into the vault from the ventilation shaft. Mike, you keep the car running. Meanwhile, I'll get elected president. So, almost, that's the new that's Ocean's 14 coming out. So almost 400 legal experts say Trump, guilty, clearly. But you can't charge him because his job is too important. That's like knowing that a dog is the pilot of your 747. But you can't remove him because Captain Scruffles has to stay focused on landing the plane. A year and a half from now. No wonder Congress is desperate to speak to Robert Mueller directly. But the president is against it, tweeting, after spending more than $35 million over a 2-year period, interviewing 500 people using 18 Trump-hating, angry Democrats and 49 FBI agents, all culminating in a more than 400-page report showing no collusion. Why would the Democrats in Congress now need Robert Mueller, to testify? Are they looking for a redo? Because they hated seeing the strong no collusion conclusion. There was no crime except on the other side, incredibly not covered in the report, and no obstruction. Bob Mueller should not testify. No redos for the Dems. Okay. This is not a redo. This is just more do. And you want to stop it because you're afraid you'll get in deep redo-do. Trump keeps saying that he's the real victim of the Russia investigation, tweeting, "Despite the tremendous success that I've had as president, including perhaps the greatest economy and the most successful 2 years of any president in history, they have Stalin. 2 years of my presidency, collusion, delusion, that we will never be able to get back." Yes, they've Stalin. 2 years of Trump's presidency. Help, Roblers! Also, Crimea River, Don, those are 2 years none of us are getting back. But don't know why I just finished. But at least one Democrat is taking Trump's threat here seriously, because in recent weeks, Nancy Pelosi has told associates that she does not automatically trust the president to respect the results of any election short of an overwhelming defeat. And I believe her. Trump already complains about the rigged election that he won. Trump might want us all to forget about Russian meddling in our next election, but he's not helping any. Because on Friday, he tweeted, "Had a long and very good conversation with President Putin of Russia. As I have always said, long before the witch hunt started, getting along with Russia, China, and everyone is a good thing, not a bad thing, ... We discussed trade, Venezuela, Ukraine, North Korea, nuclear arms control, and even the Russian hoax. Very productive talk." So, as soon as he thinks he's cleared the witch hunt, first thing he does, call the witch. Because speed dial. Speed. Hello, Glenda. Because Mueller's team was very clear about Russia did, writing, "The Russian government interfered in the 2016 presidential election in sweeping and systematic fashion." Of course, that sentence was buried on page 1 of the report. Evidently, it appears Trump did not read that far. "Look, I meant to read the report, but then my copy was Stalin." But makes no sense. Makes no sense. But he is the president. So at some point on this phone call, the commander-in-chief must have tongue-lashed Putin about messing with our democracy, right?
Did you ask him not to meddle
in the next election?
We didn't discuss that. Really, we didn't discuss it.
Didn't discuss it. Didn't discuss it. Giggled about it, laughed. Until our tummies hurt, but no discussion. It reminds me of FDR's famous address to Congress.
December 7th, 1941, a date which I did not bring up with Tojo. Good guy, you'd like him.
Then, yesterday, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo explained why the topic might not have been discussed.
I talk to leaders all the time. We cover a broad range of subjects. Sometimes conversations just aren't long enough to include every issue that might be brought up.
Yeah. Just wasn't long enough conversation to discuss them attacking our country. The phone call only lasted 90 minutes. Of course, the last 45 minutes was just, "No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No. No, you hang up first. No, you hang. Oh, yeah." So, while they did not discuss the election meddling, they did talk about the report itself.
We discussed it. He actually sort of smiled when he said something to the effect that it started off as a mountain and it ended up being a mouse.
I don't entirely understand what that. Mountain into a mouse. Does he mean a mountain out of a molehill?
Yeah, that's...
Or is that mountain mouse thing actually a Russian phrase? Mountain is where we detain journalists. Mouse is what we put in cage on their face. But, you're welcome, but, image in mind. But how does Trump know Putin smiled if the two leaders could not see each other during the call? Well, the White House explains, Mr. Trump meant to say that Mr. Putin had laughed, chuckled, rather than smiled. Oh, that's comforting. Putin wasn't smiling, he was openly laughing at us. Oh, Russian hoax, good one, Donald. Boris, get over here, you got to hear this. He thinks it's a hoax. You're a funny guy. You are a funny guy. You make me slap someone else's knee.